We begin with our Newsmaker segment and talk about some educational opportunities in Kansas City. The KC Scholars Program is designed to help young people and adults throughout the metro area to complete their educational goals with financial and other support. Here to discuss KC Scholars is Program Manager Valerie Salazar. Valerie, thanks for coming in. Welcome to Ruckus. Tell us about KC Scholars. What is it? How did it begin?
Yeah, so KC Scholars, we're 2 years old. In 2016, we were publicly announced here in Kansas City. We are a living legacy of Mr. Ewan Marion Kaufman and his commitment to post-secondary education here in Kansas City.
He did a lot of things, didn't he?
He did, absolutely. And one of his heart, what he was passionate about was education.
I remember the news coverage some years ago when he was with a high school class. I think you told me earlier it was Westport High School.
Correct.
And he said to them, if you work hard and graduate, I'll pay for your college education. They did, and he did, and programs such as the one you have were the result.
Yeah, absolutely. We received a significant contribution from the Kaufman Foundation and our own 501c3 public charity here in Kansas City, and we are working towards and supporting students to complete their college education.
Well, you know what I think is fascinating is not only are you helping high school students, you also help adults.
We do, and that's a very unique piece of our program, actually unique for the nation, is to support adults that started college at one time in their life and then life happened and now want to go back to complete either that credit-bearing credential, associate's degree, or bachelor's degree. So we support them as well.
Your deadline, I think, is coming up fairly soon, March 1st.
It is, yes, so March 1st. So we're in crunch time. There's still plenty of time to start the application and apply, but the deadline for our 2019 application is March 1st, and we will award almost 1,200 awards in May.
And what are the amounts? Do they vary?
They do. We have a program for 9th graders, for 11th graders, as well as adults. And for our 11th grade, our traditional scholarship, it's a value of up to $50,000, at $10,000 renewable for up to 5 years.
And when somebody receives one of these scholarships, they have to attend a university or college in the metro area.
Correct. A big philosophy of KC Scholars is making sure that we boost this region and the economy here in Kansas City. So kind of that whole study local, live local, eat local. We want our students to study local and come back into the workforce. So we have a network of 17 colleges and universities.
Okay, walk us through what people need to do, either if they're in high school or they're adults who want some help going to college, finishing college. What steps do they have to take now?
Yeah, absolutely. So start at our website, kcscholars.org. They can learn about the eligibility requirements and see if they qualify and are eligible. And then they can start the application there. If they have any questions, they can reach out to us at KC Scholars. We'd be more than happy to assist them. But most importantly, it would be making sure that they start now. As our deadline's quickly approaching, there's quite a few tasks that they need to complete in order to submit their application.
Who decides if somebody gets a scholarship or not?
Yeah, great question. It is a process. So we have it's scored. Our applications are scored, so there's a selection process among that. We look at the whole application, so it's important for
not just grades.
Not just grades. No, we have a minimum of 2.5 GPA for our 9th and 11th graders going into this. So we look at the whole application. There's essays, recommendations. There's an applicant form in which they're talking to us about what they're involved in the community and other items and that. So there's a whole application that's scored.
But if somebody gets online today and starts to do the work, it is possible that person might still win a scholarship?
Absolutely. Yep, there's plenty of time.
And plenty of money, it sounds like.
And yeah, and plenty. And yeah, and we know that lots of folks like to wait until the last minute to apply. So yep, there's still plenty of time to apply.
So once the scholarship is awarded and somebody goes to college or back to college, do you monitor what they do?
Yeah, absolutely. We continue to support them. We work with the colleges and universities as well as some student support service providers that work with us to make sure that those students and adults not only get to college, but that they complete their degree.
Other than having a better educated community, what would you say are the results of KC Scholars?
Yeah, what our hope and plan is that by 2027 we'll have almost 10,000 KC Scholars back in our workforce pipeline here in Kansas City.
It's part of the Workforce Development Project.
Yeah, absolutely. We consider ourselves an inclusive workforce pipeline for Kansas City, that we make sure that our students are hopefully going to be coming back and ready for those employers that are here in Kansas City.
Well, I hope we encourage lots of people to go to your website to apply, and we'll hope for the best for them.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for coming in. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
Thanks for the
same.
information.
Yeah, thank you.
That is KC Scholars Program Manager Valerie Salazar. Now let's meet the panel and start a ruckus.